got tan. I didn't get sunburnt. And will you be streaming this over Discord too, or should I hop on the YouTube, or should I just like look at the spreadsheet? Yeah, I see. I like the border. Yeah, isn't that the same when you have for like your end screen or whatever it is? I remember there was like some sort of effect that you had for the end screen. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really done a whole lot of video editing before, so I'm gonna try to learn it. Yeah. What's the Adobe one where you can like pirate? Yeah. I could probably figure it out. You know, I pirated an operating system for my laptop earlier, so... Oh, but what was really funny, so I installed it, but for some reason it nuked all my drivers, so like nothing was working, so I had to like manually install everything. Thankfully I'm technically knowledgeable, otherwise I would have been screwed. But yeah, it's because like Windows 11 is complete shit, and they're like ending Windows 10 Home security updates like next year or something, so I wanted to get the enterprise version, because like one of those ones has an end of life in like 2032, so as long as they like release Windows 12 by then I won't have to do Windows 11. And then it turns out Windows 12 is even worse. God, I love Microsoft. Or are we gonna be having people like join us to talk about their drafts, or is it just gonna be like us two going on? Yeah, okay. Oh, which one is that? Like, what team do you have? Oh, yeah, that one. Oh, okay. Wait, so did the game not get reported, or what? just take it and then just like scam the finals with like a spatula or something. Yeah, I know it would be really scummy, but yeah. Oh, then yeah, you should just take it. Yeah, most commissioners I know would just like effectively drop them. Like even if they didn't officially drop, it's like if you're forfeiting like that, then you're basically out. So might as well have somebody who's like actually gonna play in playoffs. Ooh. Yeah. That's like the opposite of this one league I'm in, where the lower tier, because there's like two skill-based divisions, and let me look at this. So yeah, like so it's like top 4 playoffs out of 12, and like the top 4 are 8-1, 8-1, 7-2, 6-3, and then the next 6-3 guy missed it, which is kind of rough. By the way, after losing that last game, he just like left the server. He was so mad. Because what was also kind of scummy is that like, it was within like 9 weeks or something. So, like each person didn't end up playing like a certain amount of people, and this guy who missed playoffs, like he had to play like all of the toughest people. The people he missed out on were both forfeit wins, whereas everybody else in top 4 both got those, like they got both of those forfeit wins. So if he just had better scheduling RNG, he would have made playoffs. Yep.
All right. How is it going, chat? Camel, go ahead and talk just in case, because we didn't.
Hello.
Okay.
I am here as well.
So I'll drop you just a little bit, but for the most part, yeah. Let us know if we're loud or anything. Yeah, of course. Yeah, let us know if we're loud or anything. I'm gonna get some background music going here real quick. So let me know if background music sounds good, all that fun stuff. And we will go from there. So you hear me fine. Awesome. There we go. Okay. Background music should be going. Anyway, thank you all so much for stopping by, being patient, all that fun stuff. So yeah, so this is the CBN. I am your commissioner, lead, all that fun stuff, Shadow Stitch, and I am joined, of course, by the goat himself, Camel. I literally could not do this or most of the other stuff that I do without Camel. I am super appreciative. He is fucking amazing at like doing all the docs and the submission forms and everything. So yeah, huge shout outs to Camel. So yeah, anything else you want to say? Go ahead, say hi, Camel.
I just code the bots. They do all the work.
So yeah. Camel's also going to be uploading for the first time, really, which is cool. You know, he has a Switch Lite. So he's going to be freaking pairing all the little clips together. Like, so, you know, shout outs to him and the freaking pain that he's gonna suffer through.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the Switch Lite didn't support like video output through the USB.
Yes.
It was like, why? The regular Switch has that feature. Why did they remove it for the Switch Lite?
Dude, here's the actual thing. It does have that feature. It's just there's like one component on the inside. Yeah, it's like one component on the inside that they just didn't put into the Switch Lite. It's so stupid. But...
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, I gotta like solder something on.
But yeah, so we have 8 coaches today. You can see all their links down in the description below. Also, if you use a couple commands, exclamation point CBN will get a link straight to the Discord. You can also use exclamation point teams to see all the teams, and then if you use exclamation point plus a team name, that will get a link to the coach in question. So yeah, pretty awesome if you ask me. I set all that stuff up, so hopefully it actually works. That would be really, really cool. So anyway, enough about all that. Are we ready to get into a little bit of this stuff, Camel?
I think so.
Sweet. All right, so Season 5, like we said, this is the 5th season of the CBN. This is our first VGC season on Scarlet and Violet. So we decided to do a singles season at the start of Scarlet and Violet. I don't think we're gonna do singles again. There's plenty of other singles leagues out there, so go nuts. And so I really kind of want to fill the niche of like VGC draft content out there. So that's why we switched to an upload required model this season, which is pretty cool. Definitely looking to grow going forward, and I think that going upload required just brings the best out of people. We will also be doing weekly watch-along streams as well, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. So, Camel, you want to just run through all the stuff right there real quick, so I don't just dominate this whole thing?
All right, so we've got 8 coaches in 7 weeks, so everybody plays everyone, which is cool because then you don't have a situation where like somebody misses out on good matchups or bad matchups or whatever. Top 4 playoffs makes sense. 10 picks. It's like a half and half, like tiers and points. So you draft 5 from the tiers, and then you have 400 points to spend on the other 5, which you pull from a 400 point budget. And we have Omniterra, but Terra reveal clause because open team sheet doesn't really make sense for draft.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like a nice middle ground.
Yeah, going like full open team sheet like they do in like traditional VGC just, in my opinion, kind of defeats the entire purpose of draft. So
yeah, you got the cool prep, and then you just like tell your opponent everything that you brought
like,
before.
By the way, I brought this really, really cool set that will work only once, but now you know about it, so it never will. So So little behind the scenes, we have played week 1. We are going into week 2 right now. So very awesome. Shout outs to all the coaches. They have been amazing so far. I believe every game got played by Thursday last week. You guys are fucking awesome. Yeah. So this draft
also, they were all 2-0s.
Go ahead, Kimmel. Sorry.
I was just saying they're all 2-0s as well.
Oh yeah, that's like
that was interesting.
Yeah, no spoilers for not too many spoilers, but that's for next week. But yeah, so also this draft lasted only slightly less than 36 hours. That is easily, I think, the best draft that I've ever fucking had. That's amazing.
Shout out to Wiglet bot.
Shout outs to Wiglet. Yes, indeed, Wiglet is the GOAT. So, but yeah, so obviously there's more rules. Effectively, it's Regulation D VGC plus Mythicals, because that's kind of our little gimmick. So let's finally get into the first team on the docket today, and that is going to be QSN, coach of the Texas Toad School, coming in at pick number 1. with the Magearna, the Screamtail, Castelia, Zoroark, Hisui, Salamence, Hisuian, Overquill, that's not Hisuian, whatever. Thundurus Therian, Caparaja, Barraskewda, and Camerupt. So, yeah, what do you think about this one, Camel?
Well, you have the classic, can you survive 5 turns in Trick Room? Except there's also speed on here, which is nice. And then double Intimidate, which is also cool. I really respect the Camerupt, of course. Eruption in Trick Room is very nice. It's like, Walmart Torkoal. But, yeah, of course, since we have the Mythicals gimmick, like, I kind of wanted Magearna, but I also knew that, like, I wasn't getting it. Because that thing is crazy in doubles.
Yeah, for sure. So,
yeah, also Castelia has some new tools, which is nice.
Yeah, Terra's especially is incredibly strong for Castelia, because, like, Mono Psychic has never been, like, a terrible typing, but, like, it's certainly not, like, the best typing out there. So, also, it doesn't look like my freaking stuff, the commands that I set up worked, but whatever, I'll do it manually, so... But, yeah, so, yeah, like Campbell said, this is, pick number 1. So, Magearna, I think, definitively the strongest Pokemon on the board, going...
I don't know, Urshifu is also kind of wild.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But it's definitely up there.
We did ban Fluttermane as well, so, you know, Fluttermane is... pretty consistently like one of the strongest, or if not the strongest, Pokemon in the game for VGC. So we decided to ban Fluttermane, but we have Magearna, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, this team is really cool. It has an incredibly strong slow mode, you know, with the Magearna, with like Castelia being consistent Trick Room setters, and then like Camerupt and Caparaja being really strong hitters, not to mention Magearna itself. He also has a decent fast mode as well, with like Salamence able to set up Tailwind, Hisuian Zoroark being super annoying, potentially, you know, just disguising itself and stuff, and Thundurus just hits really, really hard. Also, Wild Bolt Storm is freaking insane.
Oh yeah, true.
So yeah, that is pretty crazy.
I like the Barraskewda speed tier here, and also Propeller Tail is also nice when you have like redirection to deal with. I'm not sure how much redirection got drafted outside of like the Pachirisu and Code Scroll. Like I don't think anybody got like Indeedee, right?
Yeah, I don't think
I might be
Indeedee got drafted, or at least Indeedee female, which makes sense. So yeah, redirection isn't super strong, but you know, it still does avoid things like Storm Drain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can't be redirected at all.
Gastel.
Yeah. So Propeller Tail is really strong, and he does have like a kind of like a mini strong like Rain Core here as well. He you know has the Thundurus that really appreciates Rain, Barraskewda, and Overquill with Swift Swim. So you know he could definitely pull some like manual rain shenanigans. I'm pretty sure Screamtail gets Rain Dance, so you can run like a booster.
Yeah, I think so.
Screamtail with like Rain Dance or something like that, and just go nuts. But yeah.
You can also run the Hurricane Hydro Salamence.
Yeah, there we go. So, but yeah, overall, really cool team. I really like teams like this where they have like a strong split of a really good fast or slow, and then like a pretty good, fast mode as well. Because like one's not always going to work over the other. So, but yeah. Any final thoughts on this one, Camel?
Yeah, I like this is kind of the team that I like drafting, like strong Trick Room mode and then some other mode. So, but like the Mons on here can like kind of work on either. So, in a best of 3 draft format like this, you can easily like mix it up without having to bring like kind of 2 halves of the team that are meant to do different things. Like you can kind of like run Magearna and Screamtail like on a fast mode, but also on the Trick Room mode. Just like really good, like, well, they're both glue, and then Magearna is also a nuke, so
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's got some good balance here.
Yeah, overall, really cool team. Looking forward to seeing it perform. So next up at pick number 2, we have Gert Bilbo and the Old English Ice Cube picking up for his first pick, Iron Jugulus, going for the budget B tier, I believe this was, which is crazy, and then following it up with Goldango, Rapid Strike Urshifu, Sandy Shocks, the Brute Bonnet, Salazzle, Florges, Slowbro, Berserker, and Landorus Incarnate. So this team is absolutely insane. It's just got powerhouses all over the place. What do you think about it, though, Cam?
Yeah, I really respect the Jugulus first pick. Like, I was not expecting that, but honestly, it is a really strong mon. Like, I have seen it a little bit on ladder before. And then, of course, like, Urshifu is just the main thing. Like, last gen with Dynamax, it was, like, somewhat easier to deal with, but now you have just, like, Unseen Fist, unchecked, kind of. So, yeah, that's great. And then, like, I guess it kind of has a Trick Room mode here with, like, Slowbro Berserker, but it looks like it's mainly, like, the Tailwind setup with, like, Jugulus. Does Lando get it? Let me check.
I don't think
Lando
so.
No, it does not.
Yes, but, like, I mean, he can run, like, Booster Energy, Jugulus.
Yeah, that too.
You know, set up Tailwind. That's really strong. Like, he's got, you know, good fake out, like, pressure with Berserker and Salazzle, which is pretty cool. Not to mention, was it Steely Spirit is the, Berserker ability paired next to
so
Goldango. Absolutely insane. So for those of you singles players, for those of you singles players that don't know, Make It Rain is a spread move in doubles, which is absolutely ridiculous. So this Pokemon is going to be hitting hard.
Speaking of redirection, Brute Bonnet does have Rage Powder, so it has that there. And of course you have the Florges for Symbiosis that you can do with the Jugulus.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And,
I remember you guys talking
even
about
the Sandy Shocks, that would work too. I'm not sure if there's any other like one-time use that you'd go for, but I think like those two are definitely enough to combo with it.
Yeah, for sure. Urshifu Rapid is just an incredibly powerful Pokemon in this format in general. And then he's just, like I said, he's just got power. Like, this is incredibly powerful, very straightforward, punch stuff in the face, not a ton of like gimmicky tricks. I just think it's really
like
cool.
hard hitters plus Tailwind.
Yeah,
like, that's all you need sometimes.
For sure. So, but yeah, very cool team. I like it a lot, and I think it just has a ton of potential. And again, I mean, this goes without saying. I think I would look forward to seeing all these teams perform. So, next up, though, we have pick number 3. This is our very own Camel Convention himself and the Sunbury Stunfisks, going with the Dozo Geary combo for his first 2 picks. The
that's
Glamora...
so draft on Dozo. That's crazy.
The Glamora Hariyama, Bisharp, Stantler, Cinderace, Bellivolt, Toedscruel, and Mew. So, alright, of course, we see the big combo from the very start. For those of you guys that didn't know, we did have Dozo and Tatsugiri both in A tier. Now, do I think that a Pokemon like Tatsugiri deserves to be in A tier? No, but because of the potential with this combo, we kind of had to. So that's pretty crazy. So go ahead, Camel, break it down for us. Give us a little mini version of your draft analysis.
So yeah, what I kind of like to do with these kinds of things, like with tier drafts, is like leave the S tier until the very end, especially if it's like an S tier that I don't think somebody else will pick. And I wanted Mew because, like, mythical gimmick, I wanted to try it out. And I saw that Dozo and Tatsugiri were in A tier, so I'm like, okay, well, one, I don't want to play against them, so I'm just gonna, like, combine my A tiers into what's effectively an S tier slot. And then from here I just went, like, Glamora for the extra status. And then I picked up the Trick Room mode. Well, for one, Hariyama has actually seen some play with Dozo in like Regulation D some, so I want to pick that up. Also, it gets some Wide Guard, which when you have the Golden Go team, like you have to have Wide Guard.
Yeah.
And then like Bisharp is kind of like it's Intimidate counter because Intimidate cycle is kind of good against Dozo, but it's also good on Trick Room. So then I got the Stantler for Trick Room and also Intimidate, and that pairs with the Belly Bolt, which you'll see in week 1. And then Cinderace is just to add some speed to the team, and it's kind of like people always pair Dozo with Meowscarada, and obviously I couldn't get Meowscarada because it's A tier, and I didn't have the points for that. So Cinderace is kind of like a fake Meowscarada that I can put on here. And then of course Toadstool is just like F tier slot, Trick Room Setter, Redirection. Like, it's pretty decent. And then Mew, of course it's Mew, it gets all the moves, that's its whole gimmick. And like I lost Fake Out, but it still fits pretty well here. Like, it gets Tailwind, it gets a bunch of support. It gets Transform, so I can turn into the Dozo. Yeah, I think that covers everything.
Yeah, I drafted Mew myself in the little short season that we did in VDSP. I actually really liked it. I thought it was an incredibly fun mon. And for like someone like you that's an incredibly creative builder, I think that you're gonna have a lot of fun with that mon. It did lose, like you said, it did lose a lot of moves. No Fake Out kind of sucks. No reliable recovery. I think it still has like Life Dew, but that's that. Yeah, it's overall it's just a really good Pokemon that it's incredibly hard to prep for, and you just don't really know what to expect every week from it. And I think that's just really strong. And then like you have like the other Pokemon on the team that, well, yeah, obviously he's going to bring Dondozo Tatsugiri probably every week, but what else is he going to bring? Like, there is just such a splattering of just other stuff that can come, and like it's just, there's no probably 2 of the slots, but the other 4 you don't even really have a good pin on what they can be, like. And I think that that's like really good to pair with like Mew, because it can do anything. It can do anything, but when you also have other members of the team that can also do anything else, it's kind of really hard to pin down what Mew is going to come and do. So yeah, very cool.
When I was talking about QSN's team, I was kind of saying how it's like certain mons can come on any mode, and that's what I was trying to do here. It's like, of course you have just the Dondozo Tatsugiri mode, but then I have a Trick Room mode, and then all of the mons between those modes can like kind of mesh together. Like, I mean, Dondozo can come to Trick Room, so that's already like a pretty huge thing. And then Mew just works with everything, and I really like drafting Mew in singles. And what I like to do when building with that is like make it so that it's allowed to be versatile, because you don't want to like draft Mew and then like hard pin it into a certain role, because then you're going to be forced to bring like the same sets every week when you're building, and then people can kind of guess what you're going to bring. But if like the rest of your team, like if you just like take the Mew out of the equation, if the rest of the team can stand on its own, then the Mew kind of just has the ability to do whatever it wants, and that's how I like building when I get Mew.
For sure. I like it a lot. So next up, though, we have pick number 4. This is Bread Pudding, and his Toronto Tanks. Very, very cool team. He's got the incredibly powerful combo of the Chien Pao and Dragonite, but on top of that, he's got an Iron Valiant as well. Absolutely ridiculous. So then he's got the Mudsdale, Magnezone, Hisuian Arcanine, Palafin, the Arboliva, Morgrim, and Slowbro Galar. This team is terrifying, and this is my week 2. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was my week 1.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to see what happened.
Yeah, so this team is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, the physical firepower and the physical offense on this team is completely insane. You have Hisuian Arcanine, you got Palafin, Iron Valiant, Chien Pao, and Dragonite, and of course anything can Terra, so that means that you can easily just go for the Dragonite Extreme Speed BS constantly. And but his special offense is a little lacking, but like it's not like it's
I would argue
bad,
that
yeah, like he's
Valiant,
got,
Magnezone, or Boliva,
yeah,
like on their own are like pretty strong, and also Palafin can run special.
that is true.
Because its special attack is very respectable, and like I don't think there's a ghost on here, so you can't just like Terra normal boom burst spam. You'd have to like Terra ghost something if you want to like spam that with no repercussions, but you can always do like protect if you do want to pull out the boom burst. So yeah, of course it is going to focus more on physical offense because you have that Chien-Pao to lower the defense, so that's going to be like the main synergy here. But I don't think that it's like hard stuck into physical.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, this team is, like I said, this team is terrifying. He does have like some mons that could definitely function in Trick Room as well, like Mudsdale, very strong in Trick Room. Slowbro Galar.
Our Bolivar is also
Yep.
pretty strong like anti-Trick Room. And yeah, that was definitely a main stressor when I was prepping against him. Also, the other thing about having this for week 1 is that you've got 2 of the best haze users in the entire game with Chien-Pao and Palafin. So lucky me with the Dozo Geary. Yeah, might as well throw a Murkrow on here too, right?
Sure. So yeah, I really like that he picked up the Morgrim. Very cool, like low budget pickup for him. Definitely needed to find some value with that F tier with him going incredibly top heavy with this build. And Morgrim is just incredible. Like it's just,
I mean, it's not that much worse than Grimmsnarl, actually.
Yeah, like obviously you lose out on a lot of bulk and like some offense, but like Grimmsnarl is mostly used for its utility, and like Morgrim has like all the same utility. You got screens, you parting shots, your Thunder Wave, all that shenaniganry is all there in the same package. So definitely very, very cool for sure. So, but yeah, this team looks terrifying. I am not looking forward to prepping for it. So yeah, very cool. Anything else, Camel?
I also want to say I really like the Hisuian Arcanine pick because it's not that much worse than regular Arcanine, especially if you like Terra. It can do the same things, but it's B tier instead of A tier. So I was actually kind of looking at that before. Of course, you also get the Rockhead Head Smash, which is kind of ridiculous. So yeah, I think that's a good value there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, our tier list wasn't perfect. I know that there's a lot of things that we missed, so, but that's okay. No tier list is perfect. So next up, though, we have, hey, it's me. Look at that. At pick 5, myself, Shadow Stitch, and the Charlotte Chandelures. We picked up the Sneasler, Rillaboom, Hisuian Gudra, Diancie, Kilowattrel, Gastrodon, Tauros, Kanto Tauros, Spiritomb, Hisuian Avalugg, and Chi-Yu. So, yeah, I did my draft analysis, went out today, so be sure to check that out. But, Camel, what do you think about my team?
Why the hell is Diancie C tier? Who made that decision?
Hey, man, that tier list, okay. That tier list was out for like a month, bro. Y'all had all the time in the world.
I realized that when I was prepping, and then I told you, like, wait, why is Diancie C tier? And then you drafted it, and like, wait, I was gonna draft that shit. But
so, yeah.
Anyway, so I like the Sneasler Rillaboom combo with the Grassy Seed on Burden. Of course, Rillaboom doesn't get the Grassy Glide anymore, but it still hits very hard as long as you can get that extra speed. And of course, you have the Kilowattrel to provide the Tailwind support. And then Hisuian Gudra is something I really like using in singles. I haven't really looked at its like doubles applicability a whole lot, but just like by merit of its typing and stats, like it's really hard to kill because you're usually only going to be taking this thing out with like strong physical fighting or ground, and with Terra flying, you can like avoid that really easily. And it also hits hard in its own right, and it's slow enough to be usable in Trick Room. And of course, you have the Diancie to set the Trick Room, and yeah, this thing is doubles OU for a reason, even though it's a C tier in this league. And yeah, Spiritomb's also a nice low tier ally switch mod. It's just gonna be spamming ally switch all game, of course.
Oh, come on.
No, but it can set Trick Room. No, but Yeah, there's actually not a whole lot of ally switch mons this gen, I don't think. Yeah, and then you have Tauros for the Intimidate, which is kind of interesting because it's like not super bulky, but it does have speed and offense, so it's more of like an offensive Intimidate user instead of just like a pivot that you'll just be like bringing in and out the whole game. And then Gastro is a nice bulky water. It can function in Trick Room, and of course Storm Drain. And then Hisuian Avalugg, like it seems interesting as a Trick Room setter because of course you got like Mountain Gale for flinches and good damage, and it gets wide guard like regular Avalugg, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
And then of course we all know what Chiyu does. I don't think I really need to explain that. It nukes stuff
really hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, this team is really fun. I said because like I'd never seen Sneasler in Scarlet and Violet until like I think it was like the PPL or something, and I saw somebody drafting Sneasler, and as soon as I saw it in game, I was like, "Yo, that mon looks cool as shit." The next chance I get, I'm drafting it, and like so. Yep, I got myself some Sneasler. So yeah, I really wanted that.
I had the same deal. I have a Sneasler and Hisuian Gudra in a singles league that I am in semis in right now. I still gotta prep for that. But yeah, I know for sure in singles it's like really nice. I mean, like Dire Claw is a very skillful move, of course. Skillful. Yeah.
You heard where there's a rock slide there's a way. Now where there's a Dire Claw, there's a way.
I can't wait to get hit with the sleep every turn when I play this.
So yeah, but yeah, no, this team is really cool. I originally wanted to do something really silly with like a skill swap Meloetta, but then I learned that skill swap doesn't work, or Serene Grace doesn't work that way. It's only like certain moves that Serene Grace boosts the odds up, which is very stupid.
Wait, does Serene Grace not work with Dire Claw?
No, it doesn't. So it's only a certain it only works on a certain list of moves. It's really so stupid. Dumb. Yes. So once I learned that, though, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. We're still going to get Rillaboom to pair with it because, you know, the Grassy Seed, activating that Unburden really easily. Very cool. Yeah, like, I like this team. Like, this is what I was saying. Like, I like a team that has a very strong, definitive, you know, fast mode or slow mode. This one has a much stronger fast mode. I would say, with like the Sneasler, the Chiyu, the Kilowattrel with Tailwind, and stuff like that. But then I also have like some strong Trick Room offense, like Diancie, tearing Diancie out of its subpar typing into like just even like pure fairy is really, really strong, setting up Trick Room. And then, like you said, Hisuian Avalugg, I think a lot of people are going to sleep on this mon and the damage output they can do. It still hits incredibly hard. Yeah. And Stab Rock Slide, especially in Trick Room, is nothing to sneeze at. So yeah. But yeah. And so yeah. Back, speaking all the way back to CBN Season 1, I also actually drafted Diancie and Gastrodon on the team. So,
right? Yeah.
So very cool to see those guys back. So, but yeah. I like this team a lot. It's got Sneasler. That's the one mon that I wanted out of this entire draft. So that's cool. But yeah, Camel, any final thoughts on my team here?
Hey, you gotta run that Macho Brace Chiyu for Trick Room. Pretend it's a Torkoal, right?
There you go.
Also, for Dire Claw, I wonder if the rainbow from Fire Water Pledge works on that, because I'm pretty sure the rainbow functions slightly differently to Serene Grace.
That's definitely an idea.
That might be worth testing. Of course, you need to pick up a Fire and Water Spell. I'm not sure
I'd have to pick up another
feasible that would be here. I like this team as is.
Yeah.
But if you could run that would be cool.
That'd be definitely pretty cool. But yeah, very, very cool. I enjoyed it a lot. So next up, we have pick number 6, and this is Sosa and the Los Angeles Infernapes. So yeah, this is a very, very cool team. We have the Enamorous, the Slowking Galar, Single Strike Urshifu, the biggest mistake in our tiering system, Pachirisu.
Oh yeah, true.
Freaking Glaceon, Ceruledge, Hisuian, Electrode, Iron Treads, Wug Trio, and the Abomasnow, which shows our first weather in the draft. So what do you think, though, Camel, outside of us making the massive mistake of putting freaking Pachirisu in F tier?
Yeah, so this team is like there's a lot of mods on here that I was actually looking at drafting. I mean, there's the Pachirisu, of course. I didn't really expect that to last too long, but also like Wug Trio has a very nice speed tier, and I think it's a D, right?
It's probably no. Might be an
Wait, no,
F.
it's an F tier actually. Yeah, that's why I was looking at it. But yeah, I don't think that it's like not deserving of being an F tier. Like it definitely has its weaknesses, but it's definitely an interesting pick. Also, Abomasnow has been seeing some more usage lately with the Veil, and also Terra kind of helps it a lot because you can like Terra Water to remove that like quad fire weakness, and also like the snow buff in general. Like you can just like take close combats to the face. And then like speaking of like fighting deterrents, you have the Enamorus and Glow King and Cerulege as well. And then I already kind of talked about Unseen Fist and Urshifu. This one is like, I'm actually not sure which one is more scary because like Rapid can break Sash, but then this one just like hits really hard. I mean like Dark Fighting Poison is like basically unresistible. And then of course you have Cerulege doing Cerulege things. Glaceon is cool with the snow combo. You can click Blizzards. I don't think there's Trick Room on here. Wait, no, there's the Glow King. So you can actually do like Trick Room, Glaceon. And then Electrode is also like some interesting like speed to add. And then Treads is just a solid Gluebon. Yeah, I like this team.
Yeah, I like this team a lot. I feel like it's slightly weaker to like strong spread attackers. Maybe I don't think anything gets Vanguard.
Like outside of the Glow King, like special moves seem like really strong against this. Like if you have like, I don't know, Golden Ghost spamming like Make It Rain or something with the Berserker.
Yeah, to
like
be fair,
outside
there's only
of
one of those.
Terra and stuff. But just as an example,
yeah.
of like strong spread moves. I mean like Chi Yu can also do it. There's plenty of spread to go around. But then again, if you can get the Veil up, then this team is like pretty solid. So it's mostly just like, if you can enable that Abomasnow to get that Veil off, and you don't have people running like counter Brick Break or Psychic Fangs, then I think you're gonna be set. And of course you have the Pachirisu to like follow me to kind of let that happen.
Yeah, unfortunately though, I don't think I see like any like fake out or anything like that. I mean, he has good speed tiers, but like he has no like Tailwind setter. I'm pretty sure Enamorus doesn't get Tailwind.
Yeah, let me check. I'm pretty sure that like.
Yeah, because it was something that I.
No, Enamorus does have Tailwind actually.
Oh, it does? Okay, never mind. Never mind then. My bad. Okay then, yeah. So never mind. I like this a lot more than now because like, that's what something I was thinking. It was like, Tailwind. Like another team sets up Tailwind and like. You're kind of cooked, but if Enamorus can match that Tailwind, then definitely a lot better. Yeah, because like Electrode, it's incredibly fast, but it doesn't have like the Regieleki like Electro Webs or Icy Wind or anything like for like speed control that you usually see on that. So it's pretty much just there for damage, which it does do fairly well. So no discrediting that. So but yeah, overall I like this team. I feel like it could do for like maybe like a fake out user.
Yeah, I was gonna say fake out
like that. Yeah,
like you do have Pachirisu for redirection as kind of like that vein of support, but you could maybe swap something out here for some fake out. Like you already have like really good speed with like the Electrode and the Wug Trio, so I'm not sure how necessary both of them are here. So you could probably like make some changes there, but overall it's not like so direly needing fake out support that like it can't function well without it.
But it's just to like enable the Veil strats more or less. Yeah, because like Veil, it seems it just is so good, and like especially, and you have like some of the strongest hitters in this entire draft. Like Enamorus hits incredibly strong. Like there's obviously Urshifu. That mon is insane. And like even
Also, a combo-
Glaceon is crazy. So
A combo I would like to point out is Wug Trio, Fast Bulldoze plus Weak Armor, Weakness Policy, Ceruledge.
yeah, okay, okay.
Because I was kind of looking at Wug Trio with I don't know if you remember the Spectrier plus
I do.
Solgaleo back in last gen with the Bulldoze Full Metal Body Weakness Policy. But I was kind of looking at Mons to see if I can do the same thing. Like, you don't have Metagross this gen, but you can do it with Ceruledge. So it was interesting to see that like somebody else picked up that combo.
Yeah. You would only net +1 speed, I think, right? But like,
yeah, you get
overall,
+1, but they
like,
get
that's still
-1, so
really
it's effectively
good.
like
yeah.
+3 or like not like quite +3, but it's like 2.25 times difference, so it's kind of like in between that.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So, but yeah, really cool team. I think it's a little lacking in some areas, but it has the firepower to make up for it, in my opinion. So, yeah, very awesome. Next up, we have my week 1 opponent, which was Matrix and the Welsh Whale Lords. They picked up the Volcanion, Hydreigon, Tornadus Incarnate, Ursaluna, Mimikyu, Bronzong, Jolteon, Breloom, Mabostiff, and Iron Moth. What do you think about this one? Because this was not fun to prep for.
Yeah, so I see the Hydreigon. This was another one, like, what tier is Hydreigon again? Wasn't it like B tier? Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I saw that Hydreigon was B tier. I'm like, okay, I want this, but it's probably not gonna last. But of course, it did not last. It does get Tailwind though, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, solid in that regard. Of course, you have the Trick Room with the Ursaluna and the Volcanion, and then like Bronzong and Mimikyu to enable it. And then like Breloom and Mabostiff are like a little fast, but you could probably like run mid speed on them to kind of use them as Trick Room users. And then for the fast mode, you have double Tailwind with the Torn Eye, Hydreigon, and then Iron Moth, and like Breloom has the fast Spore, of course. Jolteon has good natural speed as well, and then you can run like a faster Volcanion or Ursaluna even to function in Tailwind. So you have a good slow and fast mode here.
Yeah, for sure. And that's definitely one of what was one of the hardest things to prep for, because like, you know, Mimikyu and even Bronzong, like, they're very reliable Trick Room setters. And just in different ways. Like Mimikyu, you know, having to get through Disguise and still be able to stop it is just such a hassle.
Yes, and you can't fake out it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even have to run the Covert Cloak. So if you run like Mental Herb on it, then like you'd have to hit it with double Taunt or like KO it in one turn.
Yeah.
So
kind of ridiculous. Yeah, that was actually my strategy, was just to punch through it as hard as possible. And that's why I brought Terrafire freaking Overheat you. And it still just barely killed. Like, it was insane. Like, how that freaking yeah, it was really hard to stop Trick Room, I think, for this team. But Ursaluna, absolutely horrifyingly strong Pokemon.
yes.
So yeah, under Trick Room, and even you know, it's pretty slow, but you know, he's got Prankster Tailwind, which is pretty crazy. There's not a lot of Prankster Tailwind in the draft. Like, it's pretty much just Tornadus and like Murkrow, and Talonflame.
Yeah, there's no Whimsicott yet, so
yeah. So it's pretty crazy. He has an Intimidator in the Mabostiff. He's got Iron Moth for some insane special offense, along with the Volcanion and the Hydreigon. So yeah, I think this is just a really well-rounded team. And he built around like the Ursaluna like really well. Like, once he went in on his S tier pick, like you see, it did take him 4 picks to get his S tier, but like once he picked said, I'm gonna go Ursaluna, he built around it incredibly well with like some strong Trick Room setters and you know, it's just really strong special offense to pair next to the Ursaluna, which is pretty cool. So, but yeah, overall,
yeah,
really
Ursaluna
cool.
There's a very clear build direction. It's like, okay, like if you can build up your Trick Room support, then it's always going to be putting in work. The only thing I see that's missing here is like Fake Out, but I don't think you really need it here. Because if you're going to be focusing on having like a Tailwind or a Trick Room, and then like whatever like strong breaker to abuse it, then you'd kind of need like a Fake Out user that like can function under Trick Room, like Hariyama that I have, which like there's not a whole lot of those, so I don't think it's really that necessary. But yeah, it's just something to consider.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that he necessarily struggles getting Trick Room up anyway, so he probably doesn't.
Yeah, I mean like Bronzong and Mimikyu.
So yeah, but yeah, definitely something to consider if he's seeing something underperform and maybe he wants to swap it out in the future. So, but yeah, really cool team, really awesome. And then last but not least, we have Talon Master J and his Atlanta Talonflames, rocking the Landorus Spectrier, the Weirdeer Hisuian Lilligant, Regidrago, Heatran, Shroodle, the Zoroark Doxbun, and Hisuian Bravery. We also have Talon Master J himself in the call, so let's drag him in. And Jay, can you hear us, my friend?
Yes, I can.
There we go. All right, boss. Take it away. What we are talking about your team right now. What anything that you'd like to say? Go for it.
Honestly, I mean, when I was picking the team, I wanted to go hard and heavy, have multiple variations. I didn't just want to be like, the hard Trick Room team or the fast hyper offense team or something. I wanted to have various settings and everything. Like I had in the draft, the image that you guys see on the screen right now is my current team, because in the draft I was trying to get Hisuian Lilligant alongside everything, and I kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and the bot was like, this is invalid, this is invalid, this is invalid, this is invalid.
And you have to have either been like spelling it wrong or like not capitalizing or something. I'm not sure.
I didn't have enough points.
Yeah, it's
you didn't have the points?
He thought an F tier was mandatory, but an F tier isn't mandatory, so he kind of budgeted incorrectly. But it's okay.
Yeah.
You got what you wanted. You got your Hisuian Lilligant, and I'm happy for you for that. So that's pretty cool.
I did manage to get my Hisuian Lilligant, so I do have the opportunity with it. With Shroodle being a Prankstermon, Doxbun. Surprisingly, you wouldn't think a dog would be able to set fire to the sun and make fire type moves more powerful and Lilligant faster, but apparently the dog does. Because what the dog do?
What the dog do?
I'll be honest though. Some people are saying, might say that I got the short end of the Zoroark stick and everything, because normal goes versus pure dark is night and day, no pun intended, with the night days of Zoroark. But no, Zoroark is good in its own right. Very fast. It has good special attack and everything. Hisuian Braviary, decent pickup late because it has the ability for Tinted Lens, and it's right on that cusp of speed tier where if I have Tailwind, I can be faster. Or I can set up Trick Room, have everything, low speed, and then go from there, because we also see I have a Heatran, I have a Regidrago. The only thing I have to really worry about is Spectrier and Trick Room, but, that's what room service is for.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is really cool.
Wait a minute, I forgot. I just talked about the item, and I didn't do it. Room service! Here's your coffee stand.
But yeah, so this team is really cool. I like, obviously you have Landorus, incredible Pokemon. Intimidate, pivoting, can just do pretty much a little bit of everything and just is offensive as hell on its own. So, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to look at that Strudel pick and be like, what the hell? But, like, no, I like it. It's pretty cool. I like that a lot. That Prankster is always just incredibly good. I'm pretty sure this doesn't get Doodle. I'm pretty sure that's only the evolution, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Let me double check. I remember I was looking at this thing at the beginning, like before the draft started. Yeah, no, it doesn't get Doodle.
Okay.
But it does get good on
doesn't
before
get
after
Doodle.
that.
But it still gets like
just gets,
Prankster Taunt, like Thunder Wave,
Encore.
Encore. Yeah, Encore. Yeah,
Parting
like,
shot too.
it still gets all that cool stuff.
A base 75 with Unburdened, too.
There you go.
Yeah, you got that sweeping Strudel.
Let's
Watch
go.
out.
Just watch. Strudel will be the future CBN champion.
Let's go. I'm for it. So. But yeah, you got like strong trick room options. You can set trick room with like, or I'm pretty sure Weirder gets in prison. So you can even, yeah, you can even like stop trick room because you don't necessarily have like the best trick room abusers, but like you definitely can function under trick room. Like Heatran is like in that really weird speed tier where it's like, if you have a matchup for it, trick room Heatran is just gonna go off,
Yeah, there's a lot of mons here like that where like you can run trick room like Braviary, Heatran, Draco, Lando, but like if your opponent is a trick room team, then you probably don't want to run those as like anti-trick room because you're gonna get undersped. So it's mostly like if you know your opponent's going to be going for like Tailwind or something like that, then you can definitely run like a Trick Room side to the team. But if not, if you want to stop that Trick Room, then yeah, Weirdier can block that from going up. That's like one of the reasons why I got Stantler as well. It's just the baby Weirdier.
For sure.
Yeah, because that was originally what it was in the draft. Like, I had Galarian Articuno because my buddy Danny Mac sent me the Weirdier team with a competitive Galarian Articuno with these skill swap on Intimidate. So
yeah, I saw that.
Did that a couple of times and was like, ooh, I could have that combination and I could have a Sun Core in the back too. Like, that would have been awesome. But of course, here's the one thing that selfishly why I want Hisuian Lilligant. I don't want to have 18 consecutive sleep powders hit me.
There you go.
A 75 base power, 75% accurate move, and I can't seem to miss. Or like it won't stop hitting me. But of course, when I click the move, oh yeah, you'll miss like 4 or 5 times in a row.
Of course.
Gotta run those safety goggles.
Gotta love that negativity bias. Yeah. But yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, speaking of the Sun, you can run a Prankster Sunny to Strudel, which is another nice thing about it.
So funny thing, Strudel does not get access to Sunny Day.
Oh, it does.
No, it does. No, it does get Sunny Day.
Oh,
yeah, it does.
I looked it up and it said it doesn't get Sunny Day.
No, check Showdown right now. It gets Sunny Day.
Oh, well, there you go. That's what I was thinking. It was like, obviously it gets Sunny Day, so that's awesome. Then, great. But yeah, overall, really cool team. I think it's a little all over the place, but that's sometimes some of the best content that you can make. Like, there is no like super obvious synergies here, but like you can build them, and that's just really, really cool. So yeah, very cool team, Jay. Definitely looking forward to using this, watching you use it this season. So, but yeah, and that was the draft analysis for Season 5 of the CBN. Thank you all, those of you that stopped by and watched. Please go check the description, check the links in the chat right now for all the coaches. These guys are going to be making some fantastic content, and every Monday around this same time, we're going to be doing a nice little watch together stream, so be sure to come join that as well. Of course, any of the coaches that want to come in and join in the watch together as well, you are of course invited. So Jay and Camel, do you have any closing thoughts before we wrap up today?
Just that you guys are going to be getting some really hype battles. I mean, I'm excited to do this, and after all the VGC stuff that I've been doing personally, I mean, it's so much fun, VGC. Like, if you have been on the fence at doing VGC, I highly recommend you do VGC because it is more fun than you actually realize. And that even goes for the trading card game, because some of you guys have probably seen it, that Shadow is a trading card game judge. So if you ever go to
organizer and player, so yay.
So if you ever go to a regional, you might be able to. Who knows? Shadow might be your judge.
I will be at Pittsburgh, so if anybody's going to Pittsburgh in September, I will be there. So yeah, I'll probably be playing for that one though. But yeah, definitely going forward. Although, fair warning, TCG kind of sucks right now. We really need a rotation.
Yeah.
But it's what it is.
On the contrary, adding to the VGC point, if you didn't like VGC last gen because of like Dynamax and stuff, it's a lot better this gen in my opinion. So now it's definitely the time to get back into it if you took a break like I did last gen.
Yeah, or just give it a try. Like VGC, and like I was saying earlier, is like there really isn't much for like VGC draft content. You have a few people uploading here and there, which is great, awesome to them. I'm super happy that they do, but like I want to be able to make the CBN kind of like a good little beacon for VGC draft content. This is just the first step towards that. So thank you all so much for joining me. Campbell, Jay, you guys are awesome. And keep up the good work. So yeah, and with that, any other closing thoughts, gentlemen? And we're going to sign off. That's gonna be it. All right, cool. Good enough. Thank you all. What's that?
So you said you're gonna be at Pittsburgh?
I will be. Yes. So.
I'll be honest. I considered it, but given what I messaged you and Campbell, you saw it in the scheduling chat, so it's like I definitely would not be going to Pittsburgh now.
Yeah, that's gonna be it for the stream though today. Thank you all so much for stopping by and watching. Like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff, and keep an eye out on the channel and all the other channels down below.